स्वागत करते हैं जी एक बार फिर आप सब ਦਾ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਸੈਗਮੈਂਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਸੈਗਮੈਂਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੇਰਾ ਸਾਥ ਦੇਣਗੇ ਕਰਸਟਨ ਬ੍ਰੇਜ਼ੀਅਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਨੇ ਅਚੀਵ ਐਨੀਥਿੰਗ ਫਾਊਂਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਤੋਂ ਇਹ ਫਾਊਂਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਕੀ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਯੰਗਸਟਰ ਨੂੰ ਇਨਸਪਾਇਰ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਇਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲੈਣੇ ਆ ਕਰਸਟਨ ਤੋਂ ਵੈਲਕਮ ਟੂ ਦ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ
Thanks for having me.
Welcome, thank you. So tell us a little bit about Achieve Anything Foundation. What is this foundation?
So we're a year-round gender diversity initiative to get more women into STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math.
Right.
And so we use a hands-on approach to bring that missing demographic to these trades which are lacking in women.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this foundation, when it was established, the purpose, as you said, it's been about a year since you have been doing this. What kind of response are you getting? And again, what are you trying to get into this foundation by having various different kind of programs?
So we actually started in 2012 as an annual event up in Yellowknife, and I'm a pilot professionally, helicopters and airplanes. And I noticed throughout my 24-year career that there's not that many women in maintenance and piloting, so I decided to do something about it in 2012.
Right.
So we had an annual event where we would bring females to the airport, send them for a ride in a helicopter, and then as we grew, and then I brought the event down to the Lower Mainland, where I'm from, we started introducing them to other trades. So we became aviation, aerospace, marine, and defense.
Okay.
We had our first astronaut in 2015, and we've had an astronaut ever since.
Wow.
We've had the Canadian Space Agency and the Canadian Coast Guard, the RCMP, the Canadian Forces, US Forces, and many dignitaries come, and they bring hands-on displays and activities. So we send the girls flying for the first time just to get them all excited, and then we show them all the other things that we have.
Right.
So from that, the Achieve Anything Foundation basically grew out of a need to do this work year-round.
Okay, so it's been about 5 years, as you said, you have been operating.
Yes.
So in this, when you take the youngsters on flights and also other programs, has their response increased towards the forces to come towards this side, as you said, in the Air Force or as pilots or as sailors?
We haven't developed a means to track the final outcome just yet. We have the benchmark statistics that we've started from. So to give you an example, the pilot population is around 6%, maintenance population is 2.3%.
Okay.
In the Canadian Forces, the technical trades are at 4%, but the leadership is only 3% women.
Right.
So it just shows that we have a long way to go. So over time, as we show increased participation, and we have many people that come year after year to our annual event, and some come back as volunteers.
Okay.
And we don't just actually take the young girls, we also take the adults. We never know at what age a girl will become interested. And also we bring elders because we want them to understand what we're all about and why we're trying to get their females to be in this field.
So spreading this message, what you are giving to the people, what kind of response are you getting?
It's been very well received. I think the biggest challenge we have is getting the word out.
Right.
We're a small foundation trying to achieve very big things, which is why I appreciate being on your show today. But we really, as we've grown, people start to hear more about us, and then they kept asking, well, what next, and what else can you do? And so that's why we launched Operation This Is You.
Okay.
So instead of This Could Be You, This Is You. And because there's so few women out there doing these technical trades, it's very difficult for a woman to just imagine spontaneously they should be a ship's captain or a pilot or an astronaut. So in order to give them that network, we do these experience events and introduce them hands-on. And so that's why we're doing this event with the Navy.
Oh, wonderful. So this hands-on experience which people get, that motivates them and that kind of inspires them to which field they want to go if they like it.
Yeah, and the idea is to give them that engagement. You can't reasonably expect women to just suddenly imagine something they've never seen before.
Right.
So these events are an opportunity to give them that exposure, and then they can see, yes, exactly, if they like it.
So if somebody gets interested, what is the next step? Does your foundation help them in pursuing their aim further on also?
Well, actually, we're working with several industry and agency partners for a long-term sort of a mentoring program.
Okay.
So, for instance, if someone comes out on the Navy ship and maybe they go out on the Coast Guard, and then they decide, oh, yes, I'd really like to be with the Navy, well, we can reach out to recruiting.
Right.
But we are talking to other agencies that are interested in that long-term, it's not just about mentoring, but it's also integrating into the existing workforce.
Right.
So we'd like to partner with agencies and set that up so that there's a fighting chance that that person will actually stay where they've chosen to be.
Okay. So Kirsten, everything requires some kind of funding. Do you get some funding from the government that you initiate this, or it's on the basis of donations from the people that this foundation runs?
So we have previously had grant funding from the BC government
Right.
to get us off the ground. We're working on more funding.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely are starving for funding. The annual events are kept free.
Right.
Everything that we do actually is free to prevent barriers
Right.
to participation. Our annual events are funded by sponsors, of which the government has been a sponsor. We've had
Okay.
Boeing, University of the Fraser Valley. We have a large quantity of participants that want this diversity for themselves, so they
Right.
participate. That does help our helicopters operate for free.
Okay.
Yes, but no, we definitely could use some funding.
Right. And this annual event, what you're talking about, this year, where is it being held, when it is being held, and who all can come over there?
So the annual event is spectacular. It's at the Abbotsford Airport, March 10th and 11th.
Okay.
And it's basically, you don't have to register to show up. You can just come. We encourage families to come and
Right.
be part of the fun. So the only thing that the guys don't get to do is to go for the free flight. It's
Okay.
just a quick 10-minute flight.
Mhm.
We mostly take pre-registration for that.
Right.
But we have like aircraft and equipment, activities, and I'm hoping we'll have a tank next year that will be giving rides, and the guys can certainly take in that exercise.
Okay.
And we have the RCMP, they come with their dog team and they do a demonstration, and we've had the forensics lab and all
Okay.
kinds of really cool stuff.
Oh,
So
that's interesting.
yeah,
And on October 21st also, you're having some event. What is that?
that is really cool. I asked the Rear Admiral from MARPAC,
Mhm.
Maritime Pacific Forces, if we could borrow his warship, and he said sure.
Oh, wow.
And he has been at our event and seen the positive effect, and the
Right.
Canadian Forces are very interested in attracting more women to the
Mhm.
technical trades. So basically, it'll be a day sail leaving from downtown Vancouver. People have to apply in advance on our
Okay.
website. And if they're accepted, we take ages 12 and up.
Okay.
Adults and elders are welcome.
Right.
And they get to basically go out to sea for a day, tour all the duty stations, see the engine room, the bridge,
Right.
and they get fed.
Okay.
And there's a top secret war room they get to take a sneak peek into.
Right.
And it's just basically an opportunity to see the many careers aboard a ship. So it's not just about the pilot of the ship. There's a whole city
Right.
of people doing different jobs. So it's pretty neat.
So while you're busy with your annual event, what other activities also do you during the year?
Well, we're working on something called Project STEM Girl. So
Okay.
again, science, technology, engineering, and math. It's
Mhm.
top secret, so I can't tell you anything about it.
Right.
But we'll be launching it in March. And basically, we're just going to keep rolling out these projects and programs until we're no longer needed.
Right. So anyone who is interested in having a look at the scientific things, they can apply, and if they get selected, they can come and join you on 21st.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. While you said there is less awareness in the community, what about the South Asian community? In the previous, events which you have held, did you find some South Asians, also Indo-Canadians, coming forward and participating in these events?
Actually, a great participation level and also volunteers.
Okay.
And interestingly enough, we had the Consul General from India at our
Right.
event 2 years ago, and he
Okay.
informed me that India has just gotten the first 2 female jet pilots.
Wow.
So someday we'd like to have them visit us,
Right.
perhaps with their jets. But I think it's really interesting because we reach out to all the cultural demographic
Right.
in our organization,
Right.
and I think it's important to be inclusive, and we've had incredible success with that, and again, I appreciate being on your
Well,
show.
you're welcome. That's a pleasure having you over here. And finally, as you said, on the 21st, this event which you're having, it's only the girls who need to apply for this?
Yes.
And when you talk about the elders, and again, just the women come over there, or the parents, families can come and take a ride along with their children?
So unfortunately, because of the size of the ship, even though it looks big, we can only take a certain amount of people, and so
Okay.
those seats are precious.
Right.
We will take adult elders that are female,
Okay.
and same thing at 12 and up. And definitely our annual event is the place where we would encourage the men to show their support.
Right.
Yes.
If anybody needs more information about this foundation, where they can contact you?
So it's www.achieveanything.ca,
Okay.
and there's a link to the operation This Is You.
Right.
And if anyone is interested in going on board the warship, they would need to sign up really quickly.
Right.
Yes.
It was a pleasure having you. Thank you and best wishes.
Thank you, Harpreet.
Thank you. ਸੋ ਅੱਜ ਜੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਕਸਟਮ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਆਏ ਅਚੀਵ ਐਨੀਥਿੰਗ ਫਾਊਂਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਦਾ ਮਕਸਦ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਹਰ ਸਾਲ ਇਹ ਐਨੂਅਲ ਇਵੈਂਟਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਜਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੈਲੀਕਾਪਟਰ ਰਾਈਡਸ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ 21 ਅਕਤੂਬਰ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰਸ਼ਿਪ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ ਉੱਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਲੜਕੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਉਤਸ਼ਾਹਿਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਇਨਟੇਕ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਫੋਰਸਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਂ ਹੋਰ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ ਘੱਟ ਹੈ ਲੜਕੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਸੋ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਉਤਸ਼ਾਹਿਤ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਉਪਰਾਲਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਅੱਗੇ ਆਉਣ ਅਤੇ ਉਹ ਪਾਰਟਿਸਿਪੇਟ ਕਰਨ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਜੇਕਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਲੈਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਵੈਬਸਾਈਟ ਜੋ ਹੈ www.achieveanything.ca ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੋਰ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਅਤੇ ਇਸ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਤਹਿਤ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਅਪਲਾਈ ਕਰੋ, ਫਿਰ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਿਲੈਕਟ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਣਗੇ ਇਸ ਵਾਰਸ਼ਿਪ ਉੱਤੇ। ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਮਾਰਚ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਐਬਟਸਫੋਰਡ 에ਅਰਪੋਰਟ ਤੇ ਹੋਏਗਾ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਜਹਾਜ਼ਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਐਕਟੀਵਿਟੀਜ਼ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਾਰਟਿਸਿਪੇਟ ਕਰ ਸਕੋਗੇ।